and welcome back to our channel.
Hello.
As you can see from the topic, this is episode 17 of The Truth About Marriage, and we're going to go over 10 habits of a happily married couple. We can't give you all of them. Boy, this list was pretty long.
Yes.
So we narrowed it down to 10. So grab your drink of choice as usual, and sit back as always and relax and join us for a couple minutes. Glad to have you here. And of course, because this list was so very long, I actually do have my trusty notebook that I have not had out in quite some time. So the first
Trusty dusty notes.
we're going to get right on into it, is number 1, they communicate consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we've said in almost all of our videos, almost everyone, if you've watched all of them, or even if you go back and watch some,
Yep.
Communication is the biggest part.
Yes. Yes. They have learned to effectively communicate, and they do communicate consistently on everything. They
Yes.
don't allow things to fester. They don't allow things to go unchecked. They have developed a
Yes.
bond enough to trust that they can communicate and be heard and resolve issues, or they've learned each other's communication styles as well.
Yes.
So, sometimes not everybody is quick not everybody has the verbiage immediately available to them. So sometimes some people, if they're upset or whatever the case is, they might need to go cool off for a little bit or go think things out and then come back and join the conversation. But they respect that, and that is all a part of communication. But like Josh said, that's marriage, period.
Yes.
A successful marriage requires constant
Always,
communication.
always.
That is like the core of, I always talk about the core, but that is one of our core fundamentals that we constantly promote and we tell you guys all the time is
Yes.
communication. You got to talk to each other.
And you got to try and make sure that, as far as if it's disagreements, this and that, try to make amends before you go to sleep. You know what I mean? Try to get back on the same page, even if it takes a few hours where you got to go, whether it's go sit in the garage or whatever and
Right.
this and that. But even in the morning, if you didn't solve it before you went to bed, try to solve things and get back on the same page before you both leave out to go to work the next morning or whatever.
Exactly.
But try to keep that, like pulling each other in and
Right.
keep that connection.
Right. Okay. So number 2 is they are unselfish with each other. Yes. Go ahead.
This is one that I really had to learn. Took me some time to learn that, because for the longest I was very, very, very selfish.
Emotionally selfish, I would
Yes.
say. Yeah,
More emotionally than anything.
Yeah, because there's all forms.
Yeah, definitely emotionally I was selfish, where I didn't let her in right away. It was things that she actually helped me get through, that different things, whether it being, things that I went through as a child, different things growing up, different thing in past relationships, where from us communicating, she actually helped me to stop being selfish and start letting her in and start involving her, because she's my wife. She's who I gave my last name to. So it's really like the place we're at now. It's wonderful.
It does. All of these things are things that we have developed and are going to have to develop over time. I mean,
Yeah, it's not easy.
marriages are cultivated and designed. Good marriages have grown into what they are. So, yes, number 2, unselfish. And it's just not emotional. It's so many different ways. The mindset is not selfish.
Yes.
You understand it. You're part of a union, and you keep that in mind, and you actually, and we'll get into, some of the other components of this, but, in all areas, because you have now joined your life with somebody, you have to learn to live with and grow with,
Yes,
and continue on this path called life with someone else now. It's not just about you. So habits of a happily married couple, most have learned to not be selfish, to understand it's we, it's no longer me. And, you know,
Yeah. And in all aspects, not
all
just emotionally,
aspects,
sexually, financially,
you know,
just
sexually, everything.
It's
All aspects, they have learned to be unselfish. The third one is they make time for each other. And we've talked about this in other videos. We always talk about, you know, things, but they actually are, what's the word I'm looking for, babe? I don't know if it's the wine or what, but I'm drawing a blank a little bit there. But they actually do make the efforts to be there for one another, and to continue to form that bond and make that bond and that foundation between the two of them stronger. And that does require time invested. That does require, you know, because, and we'll talk about what marriage, you know, because we were going to talk about this in another video as far as the things you don't, people always think when you get married, you have to sacrifice so much. And you still are an individual. You still can have a healthy life independent of your spouse. But, you know, to invest in your marriage and invest in your partner and make time for your partner, you do sometimes have to balance that out. And realize that this, when it's all said and done, this is who I'm going to be with. This is when it's all said and done. Everybody done left and everything. This is
one of the things I could say that we started doing like right off the bat was every Sunday, no matter what, we would get up and go out to breakfast.
Yep.
Whether it was just me and her, or even if we took the kids with us, it was just every Sunday morning. That's what we did.
Yeah, especially when they got old enough to be home by themselves.
Yes, but that was our thing as far as just reconnecting and communicating, whether it was busy during the week and you couldn't really tell each other how your days were and this and that. Like Sunday mornings was our time to get back on the same page no matter what and just talk.
Yeah. Sometimes we would just take drives. You know, we would just take drives to just long drives to nowhere, you know, no specific destination, but just be in the car driving down the shore or something like that and just talk. And
even still, those times the kids did come with us those Sunday mornings. We would joke and laugh and just have a good time, just all family and just it's
you
it's
have
needed.
to make the time. You do have to make the time. And you know, we always say sex, but it's not always about sex. Making time to just look at each other. Just if you're in a marriage where, you know, I always try to give as many scenarios as possibly can, because we understand everybody doesn't always have the same exact life situation. Sometimes you have mothers and fathers and other, you know, family members that you all live under the same roof. Sometimes you're married to a partner who travels for work. And is not always there. And you do have to, you know, work a little bit harder just to have that FaceTime, that physical in front of you, not the phone, FaceTime. And so you have to make time for that. What?
No.
What?
Just, for example, one of the things I used to always joke with her about is since we've been together, I have always had to work Saturdays.
Oh, yeah.
So the one thing with her
Not
is...
the first year of our marriage, though.
No, but after. But so in the mornings on Saturday, when I'm like ready to walk out the door, that's when she wants to get up and follow me out.
And start talking and chatting.
And just start filling me in on everything. And I always be like, babe, you always wait till Saturday morning.
But I be sleeping. I be sleep knocked out when he gets up. It's Saturday. I'm working
but
too.
Still, I normally listen. There's times I even was late listening and this and that.
Like,
so
you know, you get to sleep out and you start waking up and you realize, darn, and you just, you know, I missed my husband.
There's some Saturday mornings that she made me late for other reasons.
Yes, that's true too. Make time, like we said. Number 3 is make time. So number 4 is they become best friends. Yes. They have become best friends, and we actually have. We can, definitely, you know, we had other friends when we came into this marriage, but I can honestly say that, you and I have a lot of like-minded ways. We've always been on the same page, and that has allowed us to be able to become best friends. Yeah. You know, my husband is my roadie, my dog, my homie, you know, we really do. Honestly, we have learned to get along, and even through the ups and the downs and the ugly parts of marriage, because, you know, hey, we're human. We've gone through it. You know, you've been riding with us long enough. You know, we still always kept each other as priority, regardless of what we were dealing with. Yeah. And we always had that friendship first. Even though we weren't together very long before we got married, we just clicked and just,
it was just,
and it's, something that we've still had to kind of work. Everything didn't just work, we had to work at it.
yeah, but we actually had to work at trying to still spend time with family members and friends.
We
and
were so excited
because
about each other.
we were like inseparable from after our first date.
Yes,
where
we were actually.
like, what was it, like 3-4 months before, like, other than me meeting her meeting my mom type of thing, and the kids. But I'm trying to think. I don't even think you met both my sisters right away, or my brother.
We were.
But
you didn't meet any of mine either.
No,
we were just so interested in each other. We were just so happy to finally find each other that we were being selfish. We were actually selfish with each other for a minute with the family. We were not pressed. We really, honestly, were not pressed for anybody to meet each other.
Because we was just enjoying each other and learning each other, and that was like, we was good.
Yeah, now I think about it. Wow, yeah. I don't remember when we all met. When we met, I don't remember. 15 years now, but 16 years if you think about before we got married, yeah. Oh, well, that's that. Number 5. They have a healthy sex life.
Ding, ding, ding.
Mr. Williams was talking about this one.
Well, I'm just saying, like, look, it is what it is. Like, when you have that connection, it's like you make it a habit to keep it going. Yes. Whether it's a week goes by or whatever, it's just certain things that you might do, whether it's in the shower, a certain morning that you know what I mean? It's just certain things that you make it a habit to get back on that.
Right.
Because what tends to happen, as far as I'll say, even for us, what we learned was, if we ended up going too long without the physical and we didn't have the emotional to back it up, then we would kind of drift apart.
Yes.
And then it would be a little hard to get back to that.
Right.
So you know what I mean? Over the years, we started looking and observing, and we would say different things to each other.
Going back to number 1, communicating.
So now it's like we don't even let it get to that point.
Yes.
We're like, we both are on the same page where there's a certain look. Yep. Sometimes she gives me a certain look in the shower. And just different little things that...
Yeah, that we've developed in our marriage. Of course, you'll have those things in your marriage. But yes, we make sure... And having a healthy sex life is, like we said in that video, when we talked about sex in a marriage and how often is normal, how often is normal to have sex in a marriage. We talked about the fact that it's not always the quantity, it is the quality. And in having a happy marriage, the habit is more to ensure that you are having more of a quality in your sex with each other, in your sex life with each other. Just making sure that connection and that bond is there. And it's not always, we understand it's always not going to be a passionate thing. But
sometimes it might be some quickies involved. It might not always be.
But as long as the both of you are okay with that, then it's healthy as it relates to what you defined in your marriage to be healthy and to be good. And it always goes back to number 1. That's why we made it number 1, because we're always talking about communication. Yes. So as long as you've communicated that and you are both on the same page and that's what it is.
Yeah, because sometimes with kids involved and this and that, and whether you got mother-in-laws or father-in-laws, you might have to do a little quickie or something or this and that. So, but as long as both of you are satisfied with that and you're okay with that, then keep it going.
Yeah. Healthy as it relates to what you
sometimes versus a good 20-30 minutes of making love for once a week. Okay, you might have to have 2 or 3 quickies to make that equivalent to that. But if that's what works for y'all, then so be it.
Yeah, it's what works. That's the key. It's what works for you. So that's that on that. Yeah, because we pretty much covered it all in that video.
Yeah, go back and watch.
It will be linked. They enjoy each other, and see what I get from this when we were discussing this video is that they don't take themselves so serious. Everything, in spite of the not getting along sometimes, and in spite of stresses that might be going on that you might be enduring, maybe it isn't the time always, because sometimes there's something going on and you can't always deal with it right then and there, but you don't lose sight of the fact that that's still your boo, that's still your love, that's still your partner.
Yes.
And you don't lose sight of that joy of, and you laugh together and you still can, clown with each other and just have fun. And this is the person that you decided to marry. So it was something that sparked you that made you think, I'm going to walk down the aisle or walk down the aisle to this person. And you have to remember that. There's times that you're just going to have to reflect back on that. Josh and I always clown. We act up, we wrestle. We used to have... I don't even remember how that started, but we used to have little... We don't take each other that serious. Like, not that I don't take him serious and he doesn't take me serious. I don't take myself that serious. That's what the point is. So I'm able to let loose and act retarded and do dumb stuff.
Do the strip battles and
the strip battles. Josh started strip battling me. We was getting undressed after work to get in the shower, and he started doing little dumb stuff. And I was like, oh, and we have a good time. We really do actually. What you see on camera is really what happens off camera. We really do act retarded. We run around the house at each other. We start. We play fight. We wrestle. We make dumb faces. We text each other stupid stuff like little dumb.
And just like what y'all didn't see, for most of the people that did see my Facebook story Saturday,
my God.
when she was drinking her wine and was singing and stuff. After what y'all didn't see was we was bumping and grinding and stuff.
Dancing.
And
we started turning the music and we was acting up in here. You have to, and those are small investments. But yes, enjoy each other. Enjoy each other.
That's what it's all about.
Out here in the world. It's enough stress at work. And when you walk out that door, your marriage is not supposed to be an added stress. Yes. It really isn't. We're not saying you're going to get along all the time. We say that you're not. We let you know when we went through the common misconceptions of marriage. Not that you can't. It's really what you make it. I mean, do you want to be miserable and in there arguing all the time?
Yeah, do you want to be petty over certain things or just
yes, that's what we mean by we don't take each other ourselves that serious. I don't really, we'll argue and we'll have our little arguments and then we'll act like we didn't even argue and just start loving on each other, or I'll just punch him like in the stomach or something, like play punch or something, or do like little stupid karate chops, or like we just... Yeah, we have done that actually.
Yes. What you got on? You're smelling good tonight.
I forget what I put on, babe.
We were supposed to be recording a video and you up there putting on something. I ain't putting no smell goods on.
It's just lotion, I think. You know what? What's number 7, babe? They invest in each other. That kind of goes back into they enjoy each other.
Yes.
Yeah,
But like we've said, what you put in is what you're going to get out. You can't have an attitude and this and that, and then next thing you know, you expecting to be getting something. You know what I mean? Right. When you get into bed and you had an attitude the whole day after work, like, even if it's not the end all be all when it comes to sex, like, still, if you want somebody to have a good attitude and be like...
Right.
You can't just be sitting next to them and all puffed up and this and that.
Or not talking to them at all.
That's me. No communication, no nothing, and then
all. And you can't just be talking to somebody any kind of way and expecting somebody to want to smile at you and bend over or open their legs for you too at night. Like, you cannot dump and beat up your spouse. Is not your virtual punching bag.
Yeah, this ain't Mortal Kombat. Right. You can't just say finish him and bend her over type of thing.
You can, but
you can, but
fun. You can do that.
But not on a serious note. You can.
Oh man, but yes, like they do. You invest in each. They invest in each other. They compliment and they're warm. And investment can be simply just listening and being there. And trying to understand where they're coming from and what needs they have, and do they need something? Are they struggling with something? Do they need to talk something out? Do they need you to take on additional chores around the house just so they can breathe for a minute? Do they need you to let them just have a quiet moment and you wrestle up the kids and do whatever while they, it's a balancing act. It's all, life is a balancing act.
That's where communication comes in.
Number 1, communication. Number 8. They encourage and support each other. This is a big one. This is a big one. This is actually something I had to. I'm extremely grateful for. I was on a conference call with other life coaches, and one of the problems a lot of the women were sharing was that their spouses were not very supportive of their journey as life coaches. Some of them left their 9 to 5s. This is what they're called to do. And it just was amazing. Not really that I was unaware, but it was just, it really slapped me in the face like, wow. Because Josh supports me in everything.
All the time.
You guys, you all that know us personally know, I have several businesses. And he has supported every single last one of those business endeavors, and vice versa. I'm always asking him, what do you want to do? What is it you like to do? What do you, where would you like me to help you? And always supports any little idea I have. Anything. I encourage Josh to get on here by himself and do something for the men. I'm always encouraging him to do that. And you'll see a lot more of him by himself too, because we'll keep on encouraging him. But yeah, we do actually always, even with work, when I wanted to leave different jobs, or when I was thinking about promotions, or thinking about, even like shifting my industry, he's always supporting me. Same thing with him. It's different things.
You ain't pack up your desk yet?
Yeah, I know. He's horrible.
You still there?
Josh supports so much that if I say I have bad, he'd be like, leave. Like, whoa, wait a minute. Yes, he supports dangerously too. Just like, leave, But anything I want to do, and I hope that I do that for you as well, because I always try to encourage you.
Always.
Encourage. And it goes back to that deposit and investing each other. Sometimes the investment is the support.
Yeah.
And just uplifting and
not just career-wise, but even when it comes to raising the children. You have to support, like, especially if okay, you were two different families getting together, both of y'all have kids, and okay, you want her to be the mother and help finish raising your kids. You want him to be the father and help finish raising your kids. Well, you got to support them.
Yes.
You got to be the backbone. Right. And if he says something, that's what it is.
Yes.
If she says something, that's what it is. And you got to support each other, like financially, with the kid, with everything. It's hand in hand.
With everything. A lot of times that household needs to see a united front and needs to see that you both are on the same page and that you are each other's backup, so there's no getting in between. And family members too. A lot of times family members need to see that you're not just going to dog my husband out to me, and you're not going to dog my wife out to me. You're not going to kick our backs in behind. Like, it don't work like that. And the list just goes on and on and on.
Yeah, because we could be here forever on that
We need
subject.
to do a video just on that. So you got to watch them family members. And y'all know we've said lots of times, kids will break down a marriage, but family members will tear down a marriage too if you let them. So that leads us into, you got anything else to say about number 8?
No, we got to do a separate video on
that.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah, we could be here all year on that. Number 9 is they continue to learn each other. Everybody changes. The woman that he married 15 years ago is not the woman you see here today. Your taste buds change. Your preferences, everything. People change and evolve and shift. And remember, we said marriage is a constant adjustment.
Yep.
So if you're in tune and you're doing all of the aforementioned ones named, that is a part of it. You should naturally be in tune and learning. And go back to number 1.
Yeah, communication. But not just, even you might pick up different hobbies. Things that you didn't like, but certain things that even as a kid, maybe it was something that you like to do that you didn't do for years, and you pick it back up again. Even certain sexual positions, because it's a few things that when we first got together, certain things. Oh no, I don't like that, and now it's when we doing that again. So it's a continuous thing. Like they always say, you're going to learn to the day that you die.
Yes.
But just have fun with it.
Right.
Like this is the person that you decided to spend the rest of your life with.
Yes.
So learn. Yes. Keep learning. Yes. Make it fun.
And in that learning, it goes back into encouraging and supporting what they now are developing into. Because a lot of what both of us have developed into took some of it took just the encouragement and support from the other person to help kind of like give you that courage to step out and level up and move into different things. You know, when you start saying, you know, I don't really feel the desire to do this or the passion for such and such and such, sometimes you need that extra, oh babe, you got this. Sometimes that encouragement is just the one thing that you needed from your spouse.
That one little spark.
You know, and that's why everything with us they always interchange. They're like dominoes. They always do. But yeah, I mean, these all do pretty much go together. So
We
do you have
gonna be
anything
great.
else? Yeah, right. Do you have anything else on continue to learn each other?
No.
And you embrace the changes. You know, continuing to learn also means that you're not penalizing because everybody has a right to change and shift.
Yes.
And so happily married couples understand and have learned that, and they do encourage and support just that alone. That you have the right, and it's okay. Some things, you know, you can't take everything personal. You know,
But therein lies the communication.
Yes, everything.
Because if it's something that you discover that you like now, whether it be a certain drink or a certain food or whatever, and you communicate with your partner, they don't have to like it.
No.
But that's where the communication comes in where, okay, well, if I cook tonight and this is what you want, I'll make this for you, but I'm still going to make this for me because I still don't like that.
Right.
But that's where it's communicating.
I mean, it could be like dietary. You know, some people, you know, there's marriages where one turned vegan and the other isn't.
Yeah.
You just have to support and learn that and just work through that. You know, some might decide that they want to start working out now. The others like, I ain't touching the gym. So go ahead and do your thing, boo. You got it. You know, that kind of thing.
I'm still cooking my bacon with some shrimp.
You know what I mean? Like you know, the changes, and it's all about supporting and learning and continuing to learn each other.
I need my bacon.
I know that's right. The 10th and final one is, which to me is one of the most important habits of a happily married couple, is that they value their union.
Yes.
They have high value on their union. They both believe it's sacred. They both invest in it. They both protect it.
Yes.
And the list is endless on that one, baby. We can do a whole video on that too.
It is, yeah.
And we've talked about that. We talked about that at Candlelight and You. And I talked about that in the class of how to stay faithful.
Yeah, just the things that we've been through in our marriage, that's definitely key.
Yes.
As far as not do I value her as my best friend, but my lover, my end all be all, like down to her safety, and just so that's like big, very big.
And it goes both ways. And the thing about the value of the union is we're not talking about the marriage. We're talking about each other, because you married another person. And like I said in that one class that I just closed out, the 5 things I learned before I became a wife, I spoke to the ladies and explained to them that your marriage is a living, breathing union.
Yes.
You live in your marriage. So you have to value the person in that union. You can't just look at it like, oh, I'm married.
Yeah. Oh, I'm married. I got a ring.
Yeah, it has to be, who's the person that you're married to? That's where the value has to come into place. You have to, we're going to do something on taking people for granted too, because that's a whole other big thing. But it prevents you from taking each other from granted. It prevents you from your marriage going on autopilot.
Well, you think, why did you get married? Yeah. It wasn't just because they had a certain physique, a certain type, that physical attraction. But you but you met this person, you connected with this person. You obviously felt as though it was somebody that you could help raise your kids if y'all still have kids. Right. But you felt as though this is somebody that you could build with and grow with and make yourself and them better. Like, right. That's all a part of the marriage.
Right.
That's
Exactly. So yes, you have to value the person that you married, and then therein lies the union that you're creating and growing in and living and breathing in. So that's it. 10 habits of a happily married couple.
I think we went a little longer than we wanted to. But...
the way we carry on. So, as always, we offer couples counseling and also premarital counseling. And if you need anything, if you want to talk to us or you have any content ideas or what have you, you can email Josh personally at
Josh@lenaspearls.com.
and me, April, at lenaspearls.com. You can always drop us a line or schedule coaching or purchase any of the classes that we mentioned on lenaspearls.com website. Don't forget to
Check it out.
share, and subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yes, subscribe. Don't forget
People.
also to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Those links will be down below. But yes, we would like for you to subscribe. We're giving away some money. I don't know why y'all don't want this $1,000 this and the 1,000 person gets $100 guaranteed.
Yeah.
I mean, I would just be telling people to subscribe just so I could be the 1,000th person to get the $100.
Subscribe. It's so
yes,
easy. Just click the button.
Yes, just hit the button. Just and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be alerted and notified every time we upload on the channel.
Yes. We always be having a ball. Want y'all to come join us.
Yes, join us. Definitely get in on the Facebook group because that's when we go live and act up.
Yes.
All right, guys, that's pretty much it.
That's it.
That's the ball game, Daddy.
My thumbs up. That's the ball game. But now, is that the Tigger laugh or is that Jada kiss?
I think that's hoo-hoo. The Tigger's hoo-hoo. Something like that. I don't know.
I don't know.
Till next time, guys. Take care. Be blessed.